Hello peeps, today we have Operation SWAT reminding me of the early Rainbow Six games, controlling not just your own character but 3 other AI members of the team as well. The game's gone for the simple approach here with no pre-planning. You use the secondary click to tell your teammates to move to the area you're looking at. Graphically the game does look fine. I had a bit of an issue here because when I had high graphics, even on a PC like mine, it seemed to be chugging the performance of my PC as much as I chugged the whiskey on Christmas Day. But after dropping the graphics down to a standard format, the weight on my machine seemed to be handleable and the game seemed to actually be playable. So that's a bit of a question mark on the game's engine. I know while it's programmed that even on a machine like mine I seem to be having quite big performance issues. That's with SLI turned on and SLI turned off. But the animations are where the realism falls down, with such low programming being done, meaning that the enemies can turn quicker than a politician after a personal tweet. Meaning any advantage you get by positioning yourself behind doesn't matter, taking away any chance of using skill to really complete the game. But this brings me to the game's biggest problem. There's no cover system, no advanced ordering of your AI in the game, and it just seems to be down to pure luck. You can move one of your teammates into a room and watch them wipe out the whole room, and other times you just see them not doing anything and dying on the first person. The game goes on and on about trying a flashbang and seems to be the only choice available if you want to try and add skill or pre-thought into your planning, which involves you throwing a flashbang and moving your teammates within place quick enough to take advantage of it. But I don't even think I need a joke here. I won't just look how the flashbang actually throws. So one of the cornerstones of tactical games has become the use of the map. A thought that was one thought too far, I think, for this developer, with maps being so small and clustered together with only one way into most maps, again resulting in the need for you just to try and luck and to hard your way through the game, sprinkled with just a little bit of praying that your teammates are quick enough to take the enemies out. So as for your teammates, the choices you have in lineups are restricted. You have 3 teammates, have different guns, and which are supposed to be used in different ways, but the random AO behaviour again takes away from this side of the game. With one level, my shotgun character got killed by the first person, and the machine gun took out 6 people on his own in one move, and this was a small tight room where you'd say a shotgun would be the preferable choice. I mean, as an individual you were given a pistol and a single flashbang at the start of the game, and as I mentioned before, the only skill move I could figure out was to use a flashbang in a room, but as you only get 1 per level, you can't do this through the game because there's multiple rooms. You buy more weapons or grenades at the start of each map with credits you get from kills, so you can just keep buying flashbangs, and I would advise that. I mean, you can use your money to buy other weapons, and there's a nice range of weapons for a budget game, as this game takes place in small rooms with only 1 or 2 shots needed to kill each person. There is no need to use the other weapons. To give you an example, I found when using the shotgun it was harder than my pistol, as you don't need its firepower to take down enemies, and the delay in shots is a bigger disadvantage to you than the extra power you gain from using the shotgun, because the game is set up in an almost realistic death manner where 1 or 2 shots is enough to take someone down. Combine that with the poor map layouts and the small rooms, generally not going to even bother using other guns in my experience to complete this game. And the only way I could see that this game could be fixed through that problem is to add more diverse maps, but with how hard the engine runs even on my computer with these smaller maps, I don't think that would even be possible. So let's put aside the poor animation programming issues and the map layout issues, which both could be passable for a budget game. The sheer fundamentals of the game just do not work for me without cover or queuing commands or an overhead display. The level of intelligence that you can add to the game to combine with your own skills, something that a tactical game like this needs, that layer isn't there. As you have to look into a room to tell your teammates to go there, you're putting yourself at risk by looking at the room. Also, as you can't advance, plan or queue, you sort of have to sort of tell them to go into the room at the same time you're shooting. But if you do tell 2 teammates to go too close to each other, they'll end up just hitting against each other because there's no advanced programming as far as pathways go to stop them from doing this. So you could just end up by trying to use 2 teammates to take out a room, screwing yourself by making them just bump into each other. And as you need to be precise when placing them, and this is added to the active time you have to make plans during the active game going on, this being a tactical shooter takes away from that tactical part of the game, and without that tactical part of the game is just a shooter, and on that side against the other things available on the budget shooter side, it doesn't offer the adrenaline rush or the real animal rush of using the weapons, or even real challenge here other than you just feeling unlucky because that enemy decided to kill you in 1 shot this time, but last time they were shooting all over the place, and those inconsistencies in a shooter make the shooter not fun, and this game suffers terribly from that side of it. So in wrap up, It's a tactics-based shooter that fails because the tactical side of the game is so unbearable to use, and you combine that with the okay shooter side of the game, then you're ending up with something that is below okay, and in my mind, that's not alright. But anyway, you go and enjoy the world. Wild. Hello peeps, I'd like to thank everyone for the support recently. It's nice to see that things have been going up and the new videos have been coming across quite well. It was quite funny to I got rid of the formal format, which I thought added, and people seem to be liking that more. But this is how we stand at the moment. Playing this amount of indie games really is quite draining for me, and I don't want to do this 7 days a week. So what we're going to be looking at doing going forward is bringing you 5 indie games a week. Someone's given me a great suggestion for a Saturday show we're going to do, and you're going to have quite a bit more longer content in that. And on Saturdays, you're going to see a bit more of a fluff joke piece from me. But what I'm looking for is to actually add an additional chat part of my programming. Sort of additional to the format, maybe of something like the Co-optional podcast. I'm looking for 2 other new starters to the YouTube world with webcams and with Skype who would be interested in maybe hosting a 2-hour-long chat show where we just talk about the week's games and news with each other with a guest appearance each week. So if you are one of these people who would like to maybe take me up on that, then please drop me an email, a message, or anything else alike. For the time being, while there's not revenue being generated from such small things, all I could really offer is a VOD which will be uploaded to a share file, which you're more than welcome to use. If the show does take off to a way that it is its own standing financial model, then we'd be looking into split shared ownerships among such things. But for now, it's just a general click grower, and maybe something that I think would work quite well with people who aren't so much maybe tied into the industry, talking about their experiences and things. I mean, I did a lot with indie games, so maybe if you're somebody who plays a lot of AAA games, or maybe somebody who plays a lot of the Japanese market, or that side of it, who could complement me, then that would have obviously work a lot better. But anyway, thanks for your additional time.